Now then, guys, welcome to Strasz Gaming. I'm Luke, and this is my road to glory on Harrogate. And first things first, disclaimer and all that sort of stuff. If you've not seen my social media, if you've not watched the video that's come out before this, I've had computer problems, PC problems. I had a massive failure trying to do a Windows update, and it's just kind of set me back a little bit. By set me back, I mean, I've still got my save games. That's fine. The only thing I've really lost is just some recordings that I did, annoyingly. So this is trying to do a kind of end of season look at how we got on. I'm just going to go into the scheduling, just do it month by month. We'll have a quick look at the team. Well, I'm not even going to do that, really. I'll just go into that. We got some awards. Lopez is the only guy we need to look at. Everyone else just performed bang average. A couple of players that I'm going to get rid of. There's a couple of players I'm bringing in. I don't really want to go into the squad team too much because I've made some signings already and I don't want you to see them. For next season, we'll have to look at that. So I'm going to have to be very careful of how I negotiate these windows. But let's just get straight into, say, competitions. I think the league table should be still here. It is. So we ended up finishing. Sorry if you hear any beeps in the background. My cloud is still downloading everything. So that will do. That is why you back stuff up. Back everything up. Right, so we ended up finished 10th in the league in the end. It was just a poor end to the season. There was a couple of games we lost. It was more, you missed it because I did an episode where I played Notts County and Eastleigh, and that was pretty much the tipping point of us getting into the playoffs. We got beat 2-1 by both of them, and we played well. It just didn't quite work, and then we lost against Halifax, I think, and we just couldn't get into it. But 10th place, it's where the board wanted us to finish, top half. We finished top half. We did well. We kept just in with the wage budget eventually and all that sort of stuff. So the club vision, we did well. So that's goal number one. The other couple of things, why I've got to mention it, is Lopez. And if I just go on, let me try and find the emails. Here we go. So, Lopez, he got named Player of the Season because he was class. 38 appearances, 23 league goals, 9 assists, an average rating of 7.28. He was class. He also won top goal scorer of the year with 23 league goals. He scored more than that. He scored well over 30 goals, including all the cup competitions. We've done really well, which was awesome. So Lopez has been absolutely outstanding for us. Altogether, if we're going, 23 goals. Altogether, 32 goals altogether. 23 goals in the league. 9 cup goals in the FA Trophy and the FA Cup that we're in. So we did very well. The fact that we brought him in on a free. He was at Newcastle. They didn't really do anything with him, and he's dropped down into the Vanarama National League, and it seems to be his step. He's all right. We've got him for a little bit longer, which is good. I'm building the team around him because if he does the same again next season with some of the players that I'm bringing in, we should be good. And I'm still going to stick with the 3 at the back and the wing backs and stuff because it worked. It did work for us. That's when we'll have a look at the scheduling. When I started changing stuff is when we started losing. This is pretty much, I had a quick look at when you last saw us, and it was like end of Jan, I think it was. You may have even seen these 2 games. But February, March and April, they're the ones that you've missed. February, March and April is where you missed. You see I've got a friendly lined up for Hull already. So we'll quickly just go for a very quick roundup of what we did to the back end of the season. Obviously, like I said, Eastleigh and Stockport we lost. Oh, it wasn't Notts County, it was Stockport. Oh no, that's what I'm thinking of, them games there. So Eastleigh, Stockport is probably the ones you saw where we got a loss and a draw. We played Eastbourne Borough in the 3rd round of the FA Trophy. We drew against them, and then we beat them on the home leg, 3-1. We got round into like the semi-final of the FA Trophy. Now I was thinking maybe a final is on the cards here. Maybe we could get a trophy, which would be good. Didn't happen, did it, though? But we'll get into that in a minute. Bromley, we drew against them in the league, and we went on a bit of a good run of form at the back end of Feb. This is going back to the 3 at the back. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 games unbeaten, beating Barrow 3-0, Dover 2-0, Hartlepool, we beat them 2-0. So it was all good. But then we played Halifax and Notts County. This is the 2 games that cost us getting into the playoffs. It just absolutely just killed the morale, and that's the problem really. We lost 2-1 against them. We played well, but we just couldn't get the late goals. We then followed it up by Sutton and Woking. We beat them 2-0. I thought, yes, get in. And Keita slowly starting to score goals for us at the end of the season. He was a massive disappointment. I thought I brought him in. He's good, but he's slowly learning the wing-back role. His average rating for the season is absolutely crap, 6.63. I'm still going to put my faith into him. He hasn't played a lot of football like before coming here, so I'm just putting faith into him. He should be all right. We drew Bromley in the semi-final of the FA Trophy. We went 1-0 up. They came back. It was a 1-1, so we had to go for a replay. And in between that, we lost against Dagenham and Redbridge 3-0. And that was a big game to lose because they were kind of at the bottom half of the league. It's a game we should have really won. But they battered us, absolutely battered us 3-0, which then put us, I think, in a bit of a bad step for facing Bromley again. We lost on penalties. And annoyingly, Sam Jones, at the end of extra time, he had a penalty himself for us to win us the game. It didn't let me change the penalty taker, annoyingly, and we ended up just not doing well. To be honest with you, we lost, knocked out on penalties. Followed that up by a 3-1 loss against Hartlepool in the league again. We beat them further on in the FA Trophy, but we lost them in the league and they got relegated. That was a big loss. And I thought, well, that's it, we're out now. Now we know we're not going to get into the playoffs. We then went unbeaten into April, which I feel like it's good that we went unbeaten in April. Just the fact that means we start the next season on a bit of an unbeaten run and we should be all right. Yes, the friendlies, I'm going to have to be a friendly scum because we've got no money and I need to get it in. So I'm kind of putting some big games in there just to get some money in to the squad. But we drew against Ebbsfleet. We drew against Aldershot. We beat Torquay. Is there any... No, we're doing any young lads. I'll show you one of them. I've been starting. We've got a youngster through, and I'll show you him before we go. Yeovil was 0-0. Chorley was 2-0. And what's his name? Edward Leslie. He came through the youth prospects kind of thing. He was the only decentish one we've got. He played 4 games for us. Did he get an assist and got 1 assist? I just kind of thought, screw it, I'll chuck him in. We're not going to get into the playoffs. We'll start him alongside Lopez. And he looks like he could be a player, really. Probably needs to try and figure out what I'm going to be training him as. A pressing forward is good. First touch needs a bit of work on. I just don't like his attributes there. But if we do like an advanced forward, his attributes look a little bit better. His passing could do with a bit of working on. His anticipation, maybe that could be worked on. But other than that, it looks pretty decent. Obviously, pressing, you've got your teamwork. Target man, he's not quite tall enough. I need to set that back to its feet, not centimetres, because I can't work that out. But yeah, he looks heading of 3 though. That's the problem. That's the thing. So he looks like a decent striker. 17 years of age. We could probably do something with him coming up the leagues if he does do well. And obviously, there's a couple of players that will be leaving, but we'll go through that in the next episode, which I'm almost done, to be honest with you. I really am. We can have a look on the player stats though. The most obviously highest rated player is Lopez. The most assists was Cole Johnson. No, I keep calling him Cole Johnson. It's Carell Johnson, isn't it? On that right hand side, Falkenham is another player that we might lose, but I'm not too sure. I'm trying to work another contract out for him. He's good. He's just on a lot of money, and I don't want him to be on £1,500 a week. It's a massive chunk of the wage budget. I could probably get rid of him and get him a couple of other players in, thinking of maybe doing that. So that pretty much is the roundup of the season and how we ended it all. And it's a bit of a bummer that I lost the stuff and my computer broke. It kind of pissed me off a lot and made me not want to record for a long time, just because it's just one of them ones where you just think, oh, is it a sign? It's near Christmas. But I've sorted it, and as on top of, obviously, you've got Christmas coming up, and it's stressful. It's a stressful time of the year, isn't it? And your computer goes on the brink of shitness, so it's just crap. But I've sorted it. So, just thanks for watching. I'm going to end this one here. It's only going to be a short video, just kind of a bit of a roundup. We'll go into more detail as the seasons come on. But the important thing is, we're still at a job in Harrogate. We're going into our 2nd season, and it's going to be a good one. I'm going to go and try and win this league. And you look at the league table, 66 points, 89 points is what won it this season. We've got a lot of work to do, but I think with the right signings, we can do it. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit.